if you're like me, you have birthday photos on your phone or on your computer that haven't been printed yet. And these type of photos, not just birthday, but any type of photo, receiving a kit can be a great way to prompt you to find the photos to go with the kit. Or you can do some scrapbooking with the kit and then add photos later. So hi, my name is Amanda Farlinger with From Where I Stamp near Kingston, Ontario, Canada. And I help women tell their story and capture memories through scrapbooking. So tune in, sit with me, and we're going to create a scrapbook layout using the August 2024 Time for Cake Paper Pumpkin Kit. And I have these photos that I pulled from my birthday from many years ago. The photos are kind of orange tinted when I was looking at them at the computer. So I decided that that wasn't going to work with these photos. So I put them into a grayscale-ish. I played around with the grayscale features in one of my photo editing apps and came up with these two photos. So I've already mounted them on some envelope paper. So I'll show you how to get that done as well. So paper pumpkin kit, all the items that you need other than I like to add in some liquid adhesive, a pair of scissors, maybe a trimmer is always good when making scrapbook layouts. And then sometimes if you wanted to add on the coordinating dies, which I'm not going to use for this layout, but if you wanted to do some more hooray embellishments, I would suggest purchasing this add-on because it's good for July till September kits. So even if you missed out July and August, you can use the leaf and the hooray, and the flower you can still use even though if you don't have the stamp in that August kit or that July kit. So this is the kit here. So we're going to use pieces out of this box to create the scrapbook layout. All right. Oh, before I forget, so I don't forget, let's dig in here for some envelopes. So there's 3 styles of envelopes. The nice thing about receiving these kits is, one, they are a little bit of a surprise, but Stampin' Up! Does provide us information every month on what the theme is going to be and the colors, and also some of the items that are in there and what projects we can create. So this paper pumpkin kit can create 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs. So here's the 3 different cards here, and it comes with colored instructions for you and also alternative. Oops, did it have alternative? Not this one. Sometimes they'll have alternatives on the back, but they do have a video as well that provides alternatives. So what I've done is I've just taken my trimmer on the Moody Mauve and this flower design. Oops, put the envelope away, I don't need that. And then just trimmed off the side, the bottom, and the side. So I'm not going to do that right now, but you can see in here how this side here is white, but then the pattern goes all the way through. So I've used that as photo layers here. So 3 of the colors that I picked. So the back here has the coordinating colors for this kit, and I've picked 3 of them. So I've chosen Moody Mauve, Wild Wheat, and Night of Navy as my colors. So I'm going to use these as ink or cardstock to add some dimension to the layout. Plus, I'm also using a piece of Night of Navy 12x12 cardstock. So the 12x12 cardstock you currently have to purchase in a collection. So all 10 colors. So you get 2 sheets of each color in the pack. So you could do that, and Night of Navy's in the neutrals. So you do get a good selection of colors, or you can go with a piece of basic white, or maybe even the new willow white. I don't have the new willow white that's in the scrapbooking brochure. The scrapbooking brochure and the items I've used on this layout will be in the description below. But it's a new color from close to my heart that Stampin' Up! Has brought over with some new products. So I'll be sharing some more information about that when my new items received soon, or hopefully later this week. Hopefully by Friday. So maybe on the weekend I'll be able to play around with it and share. So back to the paper pumpkin kit. So I've pulled some pieces. So here's some Night of Navy that I'm going to layer on this card, this photo. So let's do that. And this way I can have just an extra layer to pop it up. When I was working on my process of the video, like process of putting things together and figuring out what pieces I wanted to use, I figured out that the photos needed a little bit more oomph behind them to make them stand out a little bit more. So I figured that if we double layer the photos, then that gave them a little bit more dimension. All right, so a couple things that I've done is already, so this cake here off this card, I've already cut it out. So this cake here is part of a larger card. So I've just used my snips, my scissors to cut that out. And then we have this long piece from one of the cards. It's supposed to fold up, but I've decided not to do that. And then this part here is from that cake card, and this is another card piece. So we're going to layer some of these pieces all together and maybe even get some stamping done. All right, so first we're going to trim this piece up. So this one is longer than 12 inches, which is pretty awesome. So it's longer than your layout, so you could use it. An option that you could do, I might use this with one of the other because you get 3 of these pieces. So I might trim it here, and then you have a piece here to do some journaling for another layout. That would be kind of cool, but it's not going to quite work with the layout I decided on this time. So we're just going to cut it off here at the white piece, and then we'll save this for another project. And you can use it on a card or on a scrapbook layout, either one. And then we're going to take this and these 2 pieces, move everything off to the side for a minute. Maybe, there we go. Because I don't want to use the whole pink piece because I want it to hide behind here. And I figured I might as well use, can't pick it up, might as well use the Moody Mauve piece, but I didn't want this blue stripe to show. So I figured that I could tuck that under the nice, pretty candles. Like so. And then you could either use a ruler to measure, or we're not going to be really precise, but I just want like some overlap. But then this leaves this part that I could reuse on another layout, or on this layout if I wanted to add another layer somewhere. If I really like pink, but I kind of don't like pink, so we're not going to do that. And that way you're not adding too much layers to your scrapbook layouts as well. So in this case, I'm going to put glue on the back side. And then I want the seam to kind of be in the middle. And then we're going to have to line it up maybe a little. That's why I like the liquid adhesive, because it gives me just a moment to position that before it solidifies. Oops, and I got glue on the table. Get rid of that. We're going to glue that right down to the layout here in just a moment, but I want to make sure that I don't have glue on my desk or too much on the back. All right, and then one thing I wasn't sure was I cut this piece. I love using 8.5 by 11 cardstock. So that way you can use whatever color you want that you might either have in your stash, or maybe you've bought a pack of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and maybe instead of using a piece of Night of Navy, you're using Whisper White as your background. So what I've done is I've just cut off a 1-inch strip off this 8.5 by 11 cardstock. So then it's 11 inches, not quite 12 inches, but it will fill most of the page. So one thing I wasn't sure of, I'm just going to move the cake off, was if I should have this as a full 11 inches, because this isn't 11 inches. and have it tucked behind, or because I'm going to layer these pieces down here, kind of like a step with the cake. So I think I'm going to put the cake together next. So that way I could figure out whether I want to, like how I want this to look. Now you could use the adhesive that comes in the kit. Let me just find it here. So these little dots, which are pretty cool, but I find them really annoying. But that's what's great. That's what's great about having different adhesives. So I'm glad Stampin' Up! Has different adhesive for things. So even if you order a kit, you can use the adhesive in it. Sometimes there's dimensionals. Yeah, there's dimensionals in there as well. So that way you can put things together. All right, so that goes there. And then this one goes here. I think those look like chocolate cake, which is good because that's my favorite. And then a piece of white confetti cake in the middle. And then that way it looks like the pink is the icing between the layers. My lighting is not the greatest tonight. There we go, that's a little better. And then we have this little fork, which grab some glue dots to put it on. So those little spots in the kit are like glue dots. And then we're gonna, oops, put one back here. And the card is designed that it looks like a plate, but I'm just gonna put this like this. And then we're going to put one there. We're going to put two. The design of the cards say to put one, but we're taking some liberties with the card. All right. So now that we have the cake together, we can decide whether I need to trim down this wild wheat piece. I kind of like that it's longer, except that it's dirty or something. I don't know. I kind of like it longer. Let's leave it longer. Now, let's make sure that that's in the right spot, because we're going to put these like this. And I don't want the cake to cover up too much. So I think that works. So we'll put that about here. So take things off and put some adhesive. Oops. Move that. Put some adhesive on this wild wheat piece. And then I'm going to put it I don't know, something like that. Maybe that's light level. It's level-ish. That doesn't look too bad. Now we're going to put some adhesive on the back of our 3-piece puzzle. So let me know if you scrapbook with the Paper Pumpkin kit. It is something that the kits are very interesting because the style is not exactly known, which for a while I wasn't sure if I liked. I wasn't sure if I really liked that idea of not knowing what exactly I would get. But this year, Stampin' Up's been giving us more details ahead of time, 3 months at a time. Plus, I love that there's coordinating dies. So I'm really looking forward to the next quarter, the October, November, and December kits, because October, November will usually be Christmassy. And as a demonstrator, well, I'm not sure. Well, tomorrow we'll get hints at all of them. So what you'll want to do is go to paperpumpkin.fromwhereistamp.ca, and that there will take you, if you go before I change it, it'll take you to the September kit. but it will have a link, or it will have the details for the October kits. So I'll have those on the 11th. So if you visit sometime after the 11th, you'll see details for the October, November, or October kit at that link. And all right, and then you can have an idea of what is coming. So behind this cake, I wanted to have these strips of paper, but I didn't know how I wanted to have them layered. Like, I kind of want them kind of mishy-mashy because of the, I don't know if mishy-mashy is a word, but like the candles are kind of a little messy. So I didn't know whether like to have it, I kind of like that. Let's do that if I can. Let's see if we can do that. Sometimes you just have to put them down on the paper and see what happens. Then you just go with it. Keep putting my glue in the wrong spot. Or the glue lid. This is almost too wide. Almost should have used the fine point tip. All right, so there's that. Then I'm trying to decide now. Yeah, I don't want the cake behind. So because I popped up this, I don't care. Okay, so now we're going to, we want those there. So now some of the other pieces in the kit, well, there's the stamp sets, which we're going to use. And then also in this kit is like, I think it's supposed to be like rose gold and some tags. This is one of the pieces. I tried cutting out the balloons, but then it just didn't look right. Oh, I forgot to do the stamping I wanted to do. Oh, well. So there's like, these are pre-designed die cut pieces. So there's the little birthday candle and the balloons and the fork that I used and the little cake pieces. This is one of the card design fronts. So I've just cut that down for a photo layer. So you can just go through all the pieces that are in the kit to figure out what ones you want to use. All right, so I wanted to do some stamping, and I forgot to get my Simply Chamois wet again, but it's still kind of damp. You just need a little bit of water on there, but that should be wet enough. All right, I was going to do some stamping right on here. Well, let's see. We'll do this one. This one. Here's my Night of Navy. Instead of messing up my layout, let's see what they look like. So I have a little tip for you. So the kit comes with a Night of Navy ink spot, but I'm going to hold off on using mine. I'm going to use my Night of Navy ink pad, but I'm also going to use some Versamark. So with brand new photopolymer stamp sets, it can be harder to get a really good crisp image with your brand new stamp set. Photopolymer. The red rubber, not a problem usually. You can use the same trick with that if you're finding you're having an issue. But also, I've learned that it can also not like help your ink not stain your stamp as much either. So I've just put Versamark and then stamped right into the Night of Navy ink. And the Versamark ink is stickier. It's good for embossing with. And then we're just going to clean it off here. And there, oops, is it going to show you? There is a nice clean ink. Oh, ink little spot. Nice clean stamp. So not too bad. A little bit of staining, not too bad. But staining doesn't hurt your paper, your stamp sets at all. All right, so do I want I do kind of like that. All right. So we are going to use Versamark ink, and we're going to stagger these balloons down the side a little bit, just to create, whoopsie, I did not mean to do that. I'm going to have to clean that and put some more Versamark ink on it. Okay. And we're just going to re-ink that. Just going to carry this down the edge. One more, I think. There we go. Close up the ink. Close up the Versamark so I don't put blue ink in there again. Okay, that is clean. I got too much. I got ink on my fingers. You always get ink on your fingers when you stamp a little, don't you? All right, I'm going to set those aside for now. So I do like that little bit of a stamped side, but we're going to use, before I put these down too much, we're going to use these balloons, and we're going to put some dimensionals on the back here of the smaller one. Oh, but I wanted to add some string to these balloons. Let's pull that up for just a minute. So I want to use some double-sided tear tape, which is probably too long. And just put it here-ish. Oops, not that piece. Okay, I'm going to do with this piece. There we go. Oh, nope, it kind of still stuck to me. Off. It's gone. Yay. All right. So now I wanted this something like that, and these balloons over here, and then I wanted to have it on this tag, and we're going to stamp on the tag. So we're going to use this paper pumpkin kit came with an extra stamp set. So the original one, which has, you can't see that, it comes with, down here at the bottom. So this is the 2 stamp sets that it came with. So each paper pumpkin kit comes with one of these sheets because the sheet isn't printed anymore for photopolymer stamp sets. So they're here. So if you wanted to have a look at what it is, and I'm not going to use the pink ones here because I don't like pink as much. And I don't think I'm going to use these banners either because they're kind of pink, although I might be able to color it, but I'm just going to use this one. And what I want to do is, I think I'm going to do this to here. And then I want to have my tear tape. Oopsie. To here. And then we'll just have that a little longer. And then I find that with this, if you just pull it in, oops, maybe not. Pull it in a little bit, it'll stick to itself. But if not, you can just put it back in the little zipper bag they provide, and it just stays together a little bit better. All right, so we want to do, it's time for cake. And when you sign up for your very first paper pumpkin kit, you do receive 1 block. So this is the block difference. So this one's really thin. This is the paper pumpkin one, and this is our normal D block. So I prefer the D block. Okay, we're going to use a couple different colors to do some more stamping. So we have some wild wheat. And I know I didn't put Versamark on it because I stamped in blue on the Versamark. So we're going to put It's Time for Cake right over here. Right down there. Clean this off. Oopsie. And then we're going to put some Moody Mauve. We want Moody Mauve to do Make a Wish. Sometimes I do a lot of stamping on a paper pumpkin layout, and sometimes there's enough embellishments and whatnot that I don't feel like I need to add a bunch of stamping. Oops. We want this up here. Make a wish. Okay. So we have that. So then I'm going to use Night of Navy. And grab another block. I'm using multiple blocks. And this is my 33rd birthday. So there is a RD, but I don't know if it's going to fit on the tag. But because I'm doing blue, I am going to use Versamark. Because if I pick up blue on that, it's not a big deal. All right. So 3, I think I have it the right direction. 3 and 3, like so. And then if we can, I don't think it's going to fit. Let's make it fit anyway. Okay, it's a little icky. Not the best stamping, but it fits. So that's a fun little addition to that. All right. So now, we have our cake. We have our photos. We have our little thing. We have some stamping. We have our photos. We got to put our balloons down, and then we can put that on there. And I think I'm going to do a little bow to finish off the tag, so it looks like the balloons are tied. So we're just going to loop it, and tie it in a knot. Maybe, possibly. And Griffin wants to say hi. All right. There we go. And then my scissors. Something like that. Okay, put that aside. So now we have to put these down. I'm going to put these down before the photos. So that way I'm not overlapping the photos where the balloon should go. Put this dimensional back on the balloon. Kind of like so. Let me grab a little bit of this. So that they come down to the same spot. And they're kind of straightish. Maybe he's hungry. I don't know if you can hear him crying or not, but all right. So now we can I'm going to put this on dimensionals as well. Just because if I put glue on the back of it, because of the twine, that works. Okay. So now I'm gonna have the photos up just a little bit more. Okay. Put some glue on the back of the photo. We want it there. We want it over here. There we go. Take the back off of here. Now, if you had some designer series paper that you wanted to use, then you can always use it as your base. And a reminder for any of the items that I've used for this layout will be down in the description below. There'll be a link to the cart, not the cart, but the cart. It's what Stampin' Up calls it. It's a cart of products. So then if you're in Canada and wanted to purchase those items from me, then you can click on that link and place an online order and get the items. And unfortunately, with this kit, if it's not available, there's not much. But if you want help finding something that is something similar to recreate some of these pieces of the kit, then let me know. Send me a message and we can figure out what's current that we could recreate this page. So oops, that did not work. So we want a little glue dot, pick it up, fold it in half-ish. We're going to stick that. Oh, I didn't stick this down. Whoops. I missed a step. So then, whoops, make a big mess, Amanda. And a reminder that if you want to receive the autumn September kit, you have to sign up by September 10th to get the kit, and then make sure to check back with me because I'll show you a scrapbook layout using that kit once I receive it. So they ship out sometime after the 10th. Usually I get them here in southeastern Ontario within about 3 days. 3 business days. So if it happens to ship out right before a weekend, then you have to add the weekend in there because FedEx doesn't deliver over the weekends, of course. But then you get the kit and can create some fun, fantastic designs using the awesome product in them. And you can purchase multiple months. You can go month by month. You can do like a prepaid. That's where you would buy multiple months and then use that prepaid code, but you can skip. So if, say, for example, the December kit, which sometimes is a little iffy for me, sometimes I'll skip that one. But this year I'm not going to, but sometime I'll skip a month if I don't like kind of the hints and the colors and the what kind of projects we're going to make with that kit. But so if you want to skip a month, that's really easy to do too. And I'll have a link to a blog post about all the details about paper pumpkins. So if you have any questions, that can be answered there as well. So we'll see you next time, and happy stamping.